Hello everyone, how are you all doing? This is my first cookbook haul since the spring and I'm calling it my back to school cookbook haul, if I can talk. Today's my first day at home without the kids and yeah, it's lovely to have peace and quiet and silence to film videos. I did say I was going to come back with a kids cooking video over the holidays, but we never actually made it. Thomas is demanding that we do this, so I'm sure there will be one soon, so please forgive me. There will be a recipe video coming up soon though, I do promise. So first of all, today, my first cookbook for you today is called Wild Honey and Rye, Modern Polish Recipes, and it's actually by a friend of mine, Ren Betlen. I hope I'm saying your name right, Ren. Yeah, it was published yesterday. Today's the 7th of September and it was published yesterday and I'm completely and utterly in love with it. If you check out the link to the blog post that I put below this, then there is actually a recipe shared from the book. And the full recipe's I've been given permission by the publisher to put the recipe on the blog, so go and check it out. I will try and show you the recipe that I'm actually making. There. Cherry crumble cake. Sorry you can't see me, but yeah, the cherry crumble cake recipe is on the blog and there are lots of other really good recipes in here too. There's sort of your traditional like pierogies and what you kind of imagine Polish food to be. But there's also like more street foody type things and stuff that's quite familiar to us in Britain anyway. It's really well written. It's really good. It's got all the Polish translations. I mean, look, there's Ren's Reuben here. How gorgeous does that look? I want to eat it right now. So yeah, it's really good. I'm really impressed with it. And if you're a bit curious about Polish cuisine, or even if you're not, buy it anyway. This is a really good book, so I really do recommend that you buy this. So my next book actually is Ren, who was the author of the previous book, does quite a bit of work for jamieoliver.com, and his new book is actually my next book. It's called 5 Ingredients, Quick and Easy Food. He's got a channel going on, he's got his programme on about on Channel 4 at the moment. I've already tried one dish from this already, which was the teriyaki stir fry, if I can find it. Trying to find it for you. I usually try and be organised and put post-it notes in the books, but I didn't. I haven't today. Where is it? So here's the recipe that I wanted to try tonight, but as you will find out in my grocery haul, I actually forgot to buy the scallops. So, but I'm going to make it on Sunday instead. So yeah, it's these things seared scallops with peas and broad beans, pork peas and mashed potato and black pudding. I'm not doing it with black pudding, I'm doing it with chorizo, but you will see. So but yeah, I basically forgot to do it. So I'm trying to find the teriyaki stir fry that I made. But yeah, there's lots of recipes in here for something for quick dinners. If I'm honest, a bit of them are a bit strange. There's an egg and a mango chutney flatbread, which to me sounds a bit weird, and it sounded weird when he did it on the show as well. So, but there's like lots of stuff with an Eddie twist, like sticky hoisin chicken, and he serves it with orange. Sorry, I'm not doing very good with the camera today. But yeah, it's a really good book. It is simple. Some of the flavour combos, like I say, are a bit strange, but if you do just want something in a hurry, then this is a really, really good book. So, and if you're a Jamie Oliver fan anyway, you will love it. Okay, the next one is another one based on a TV show called Eat Well for Less, Family Feast on a Budget, which has got Greg Wallace from MasterChef and Chris Barvin in it. I actually quite like watching this because it is very good for giving you tips and stuff. The programme is, and but yeah, it's, if I'm honest, the recipes in here are quite simple. If you've never seen a kitchen before, if you don't know what stuff does, then you can follow these recipes. So some of them are a bit different, and some of them are a bit weird though, because it's there saying like a gluten-free roast dinner, and then all it does is it just uses gluten-free flour and stuff in it, which probably, I'm sure if you were gluten-free you would know to do that anyway. So it's a bit random. The one recipe that I do want to try that I haven't tried yet is their homemade doner kebab, which was on the last series, which does sound good, and it's not something I've ever really seen in a recipe book before that's not as simple as this, so I am going to give that a go. But yeah, if you want a simple recipe book with recipes that won't cost you a fortune in it, then this is the book for you. I have sort of gone back to school recently in the kitchen, which is the other reason why this is called a back to school cookbook haul, because I brought a pressure cooker, an electric pressure cooker called an Instant Pot. If you Google Instant Pot, you will find millions of tons of information about it, and I will soon be putting some recipes on it on the blog first, but to be honest, I'm still learning how to use it. So I've gone and brought the pressure cooker cookbook by Kathleen Phipps, and this is really good, and it shows you simple ways of cooking recipes in the pressure cooker. Some of them are a bit random, like pigeon with bacon and peas. I mean, I don't know how many people cook pigeon at home, but maybe I ought to give it a go. There's also, oh, I've gone into the meat chapter, a Basque with stew, which looks quite nice, which I do fancy giving a go, which is actually based on Rick Stein's version from many years ago, if you watched his Fruit to the Sea programme. So I do actually fancy giving that a go. And yeah, so because it scared me and I made a couple of things wrong with it when I first started, I've gone to the cookbooks. So yeah, but I will do my own recipes for it soon. On that note as well, I brought the BBC Good Food version of, well, BBC Easy Good Food pressure cooker favourites, which yet again is full of basic recipes, but it just starts building you up with enough confidence for the pressure cooker. There's a tender duck and pineapple red curry here as well. Sounds good. It does sound like it's really good for curries, which leads me on to my next book. You see, I do have a plan when I do these things. You don't think I do, but I do. And this is the curry guy. He's another blogger who's done it quite well, Dan Toombs. He's a blogger who's now a cookbook author. Maybe one day I'll get to be a cookbook author too. And he does this really good book. It's all about British curries, because obviously our curries are a bit different to what you'd find in India. And basically the start of the book is, if I can find it, is how to make the base sauce. Because every curry in the UK, in a curry house, starts with the base curry sauce. And he actually tells you the best way of doing it is in a pressure cooker. So, amazing, I've got one. So, I mean, there is recipes to tell you how to do it if you haven't got a pressure cooker as well. But yeah, it's really good. It's like, what makes me laugh though is this base curry sauce, small batch, makes enough for 8 to 10 servings. But then there's this big batch which makes enough for 22 to 24 servings, which is quite good. And so all the recipes in there are based off these base curry sauces. And if I can just find it. The first recipe I'm on about trying actually is the bolty chicken recipe. Because although I like di piazza and all this kind of thing, and chicken with chilli and garlic, because it'll be the first time I've actually used this base sauce method, I thought I'd just start off with the simplest one if I can find it. Which is just the bolty chicken. But yeah, it's all like your own favourites, lamb madras. The bolty chicken is just basically, yeah, chicken bolty. That's probably the one that I've got, which isn't going to have any pictures with it, but that's the first one I'm going to try. Then once I build up my confidence, I'll go from there. But yeah, if you love curries and you love going out for takeaways, this is the book for you. The next one is one for the people of you who like cakes. So this is the Soulful Baker by Julie Jones, who's an author I haven't actually heard of until I got this book. What I would say is if you like baking and you like to be traditional with a twist, I'd say this book is for you. So it's all very beautifully written. If I'm being really picky, I do think the writing is a bit small. And some of the ingredients lists do scare me, because I'm a bit like, if the ingredient list is massive, then it does put me off making it. So, but it's really beautiful stuff. So, I mean, look at this beautiful celebration cake there. Looks stunning. If I made it, it wouldn't look like that, but it's nice to have an idea. But yeah, there's like dipped lemon mandolins, chew puffs with chocolate cream, which are quite traditional. So yeah, it is quite a good book, and I do like the title, because I do like to think when I bake cakes they're full of soul and they're full of love and that kind of thing. So if that's you as well, then please buy this book. This next one's quite interesting. It's called The Flexible Vegetarian. It's by Joe Pratt. I've actually known Joe Pratt for years, because he used to be Gary Rhodes' food stylist when he used to do all his shows in the early 90s, mid-90s, years and years ago. But now she's a cookbook author and all that in her own right. This, as far as I'm aware, is booked like 4, 5 or possibly even 6 for her. And it's called The Flexible Vegetarian because the idea is that you can have, that you can have the meals in here completely veggie, but she also makes suggestions as to where you can add meat in and stuff. So if perhaps you do have a vegetarian friend who comes around occasionally but you're a meat eater, or even you've got one in the house, it tells you how you can adapt them, which I quite like. But I'm trying to find a recipe where she's adapted it quite well. So there's like a creamy mushroom leek and chestnut pie, and of course you can just add chicken in it. Just realised you can't see. And yeah, pearl barley and sweet potato stew, and then at the bottom she's put you can add chorizo into it. So it's all at the bottom, it says flexible. So it is quite a good book. So it'll make you looking at vegetables a bit different too, but if you really cannot be without your meat, then you're sorted as well. So I quite like that book. I think it's quite a new concept. And finally, my last book is because Thomas, over the summer holidays, I started getting the kids watching MasterChef Junior, and now Thomas has decided he wants to enter it. He's 6 at the end of October, so I think, and he can barely butter a slice of bread, but he can make cakes. So I've gone and brought him his very own cookbook. It's called the Kids First Cookbook. It's by Nancy McDoodle. And I really like it because it actually says it's designed for children who are aged 5 to 12, and of course Thomas is nearly 6, so it's perfect age group. And it's got lots of nice pictures in it. It's got lots of step-by-step pictures. Thomas can't read all of it yet, but he's only just started year 1. So, but it's really good. There's cook's tips, nice clear pictures, getting them to eat the veggies and stuff too. So I really like it. So if you have got a child like I have with Thomas, who's into cooking and they're after a cookbook, then this is a good one to buy. I just found it off Amazon. So yeah, give it a go. And that is it for my cookbook haul. I will be back again with another cookbook haul before Christmas, so you know what to ask for from Santa. Excuse me. So thank you very much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. I would love it if you do so, and I'd love you even more if you subscribe. So thank you very much for watching. I just realised I've been waffling on for 12 minutes now, so I'm going to leave you in peace and say bye.